EURUSD is the world's most traded Forex pair, and it's been under serious pressure in the second half of 2021. What can traders expect for 2022? Welcome to our market analysis videos here at Zenfinex. My name is Connor Woods, and I'm the Senior Market Analyst at the company who provides to you analytical and educational content on most trading days. Now, today's video is going to cover a EURUSD forecast for 2022, and we're going to make sure this video stays valid for many months so you can keep referring back to it throughout next year. Enjoy. Okay, so let's recap on 2021 first of all for this EURUSD market. The 2021 open price was 1.2173 and currently is trading around the 1.13 mark. So the euro has lost out to the dollar this year, and why is that? Well, the reasons are similar to what we see with most pairs against the dollar really. It's the switch to a more hawkish Federal Reserve that we've seen. They recently announced tapering measures for 2022. This means cutting back on their asset purchases and adopting a more of a tighter approach. This leads to an increase in real interest rates further down the line, which ultimately increases the value of the currency. But will this dominance really carry through 2022? So to do this, we're going to look at the dollar story first, the dollar outlook for 2022, and what fundamentally is going to drive the price. Well, on the face of it, as we know, the case for a strong dollar in 2022 does seem watertight at the moment. Economic growth is recovering quicker than most countries. Inflation is at record highs, and the Federal Reserve have turned more hawkish. In fact, an update from my previous video shows that the Federal Reserve now wants to speed up their tapering process and start it in January of next year. On employment, they said that Jerome Powell in his meeting and all officials think the labour market is going to reach maximum employment next year. Regarding inflation, the focus remains on bottlenecks and obviously supply constraints, although it is expected to decline closer to 2% by the end of 2022. Now, that was a really important statement for me because it suggests to me that inflation is going to cool down at the end of next year, so we could expect a weaker dollar filter through the markets in that case. I guess the main point here, as anything, is obviously not to get too carried away on what's happening right now as I record this video and the trends of right now, and expect that to automatically be the case throughout next year, because obviously Forex markets fluctuate all the time and they never really have that solid long-term direction. So a pullback in the dollar next year isn't actually as far away as you would think, and I think there's going to come a time where all the hikes are actually priced in and inflation starts to cool down. This could be the case really for the summer months in 2022. And just quickly, over in Europe, the ECB or the European Central Bank, do not really have that same luxury. They're likely to remain more dovish in comparison to the Federal Reserve, at least in the first half of 2022. There's obviously growing rumours that the beginning of 2022 is going to bring more lockdown restrictions in Europe and obviously in the UK, as the Omicron variant is picking up some serious pace. But to conclude, my 2022 prediction, similar to my pound dollar prediction, I'll be looking for EURUSD selling opportunities for at least the first half of 2022. However, there is a chance that the dollar will cool with inflation in the second half of 2022, and the pandemic is going to be a factor, and any surprises mean this could change dramatically, so be careful on that. And it just shows how important it is to stay on top of the fundamentals as we go throughout the year. Let's take a look at the key levels to watch out for. Hi guys, thank you for listening to this video. Just really quickly wanted to touch on a really exciting offer we have on the website. It's a limited time offer, and if you head over to zenfinex.co.uk, you will see the offer in front of you straight away. And this is that you can trade Forex on a standard account with raw spread plus zero commission. And now Zenfinex is also an FCA and no dealing desk execution broker. If you are interested in this offer, you can get in touch with the team by clicking learn more, or you can simply go to open an account where you can start the application process. Okay, then, so where are we expecting EURUSD to go in 2022? So I've marked the 2021 open price on the chart for you, as you can see here, up at around 1.2173. As you can see, we did actually briefly trade above this level, but it has been pretty much a year of downside pressure for this EURUSD market, and as a result we can see the RSI indicator now just in that oversold territory and just having that snapback that we've seen before. Now the pattern that we can see, which has formed over the past really probably last 7-8 months or so, is that we can see we've had this run down in the market and we've had this brief pause, and as you can see, we're in that situation where we've had this brief pause again. Now, how the market or the price action reacts here is going to be important. You'd like to think we've now had this pause in the market. Are we going to move the RSI up just a little bit more before we get another dump lower? I think so. I think there's still more legs in this market to go further lower. And where I'll be looking for is, I'll be looking for this order block here, and I'll be covering the wick just to use the full risk. So I just want to put the order block entry in here. So this is the daily order block, that the weekly order block, sorry, that we have here. This for me is like what I'd say the floor of the market for 2022, I believe. I think if we break any lower than 1.06, and then that's going to be we're really going to be in a bear market. So this is going to be 2022. Take profit for anyone selling. To be honest, you may think that the market's not actually going to go. We'll be looking there at 2020 lows, and I think that it's quite a realistic take profit because we do still have this massive support zone down at around like 2015 lows and 2016 lows. I don't think we're going to go that far, but I do think we're going to fall at least into an area around this order block level, and from here is when we need to start zooming in on the chart, such as like on the 4-hour and the daily chart, to see if we can get more of a cleaner buy entry, which I'll update as we go. So that for me is where I think potentially we could be heading towards at least that 1.1 level. Can we get to 1.06 potentially? I think it's going to take a lot of selling pressure to do that, but I do think we're going to slowly fall towards order block level and potentially then have a rebound. And I think 2022 is going to end the year something. I don't know if it's going to end the year up on where it is now, but I think it might just end just below or something like that. Something around 1.1835 is what I'll be looking for. But the main thing for me at the moment is not to be jumping into any sells just yet until we get this break of this structure low here, because as we can see, this RSI indicator is really trading in that oversold territory at the moment. The daily chart, obviously just a bit more zoomed in from that weekly chart, we can see those similar consolidation patterns that we can see, and we're at that level now where we're either going to break up to the upside and we're trading in this mini range, this range that we can see here. We're trading in this mini range, and I think we're going to get a breakout either side. Obviously volatility is quite low in December when I've been recording this video, but I do expect it to pick up in the new year, and we could either get a selling opportunity up, I'd say around this order block here would be a great selling opportunity. Order block entry. We could get a push higher in EURUSD into this level. I'll be a seller at this level. I think this is a nice premium level to sell from, and then I'll be looking for EURUSD to create new lows and head towards that 1.06 level. So that's it for EURUSD for 2022. As I said, I'm expecting some more weakness in this pair throughout the first half of 2022, but I am keeping obviously an eye on Omicron developments, because I think the US now started to see, I think it's like 3/4 of their cases are Omicron variant now. So as always in these markets in the pandemic, it's really hard to predict so far into the future when we can see such big changes in a short space of time. But my overriding factor is that we're going to see some more weakness in EURUSD, and then we're going to see some gains in the second half of 2022 when all those interest rate hikes, or all the interest rate hikes, have already been priced in, and we start to see potentially inflation cooling off. That's it for today's video. I hope everyone has a great trading day, and if you're watching this video in a few months, I hope it's still valuable to you now. But drop any comments in the comment section if you have any questions. Take care.